Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. So this is live from New York. This is Adobe Xd Weekly. Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Here I am again, and today I'm talking from New York City. I'm attending this conference called Soda Academy, organized with a couple of amazing agencies. And when we promised that we would try to do the live stream no matter what, every Monday at 11 a.m., I was serious. So Lindsay and I, we were super serious about that. So here I am in this place called the Museum of the Moving Image. It's a very awesome museum where they have a lot of the history on filming and how things started. They have cameras. So if you're visiting New York, I highly recommend that you check this museum, the Moving Image. Really awesome. And I have this great background. I have some heads on that side. I have Linda Blair from The Exorcist on the other side, so pretty good to see all that. So let me know where you're tuning in from. I will be answering questions and showing you some stuff here. Let me know where you're from. I have a lot of people here joining right now. Pretty cool. And it looks like everything's fine. All right, so the first thing I'd like to start covering here is our contest. So let me switch to my screen very quickly and I will show you that. And last week we had this awesome contest, one more contest, where the task, the challenge was download this UI kit with this coin design and just do a screen. In this case was a view screen, the account view screen using XD, then share this on Twitter using hashtag Adobe Xd Ui Kit and contest, and by yesterday at midnight Pacific time. And that was it. That was super simple. I have the UI kit here, so if you wanna take a look at it, you can get the link from our I think Kayla there can provide the link if you want to download this UI kit, but it's on Behance and it's also on our Twitter account. You can learn more about that. So I'm talking here. I have Kayla there answering questions. I have Lindsay there in San Francisco also covering. So this is really for you guys. So please ask questions and I'll be more than happy to answer them. All right, here you can see the kit. You can download it. It has a very good UI, and I have it here. Let me just check one thing. Looks like we're good. Awesome. This is the UI kit, and the first thing you can see is on the assets panel here. If you open that, you can see all the colors that are used here, all the text, all the character styles, and a couple symbols. So if you want to reuse this, you can just drag from that asset panel and start using the symbols that way. You can also sync the fonts that are needed here. In this case, one is from Typekit called Nudista, and all you gotta do to get that font, one is you can click on this link, open your browser and sync, or you can go here in your Creative Cloud app, then you go Manage Fonts, Assets, Fonts, Manage Fonts, and then here you can I already have that link open, so here I can just sync, and I already did the syncing, so it's there. If I want to unsync, and as soon as I do this, and now that's synced, it shows up in my computer, and then I can start using. So here I have that font, and the other one is one from Apple, San Francisco font. So you can the Pro font, you can really go there and download it as well, and it installs for you pretty easy. All right, and here you have the base pages, pretty well designed, And you can literally start copying and pasting assets here to do your design. And you have some components, the button, some labels there for the week, a thumbnail, all the text styles here, the font. And on the side here on the right, you have a version for an iOS app. And you have all the iOS assets here that you can use. Little icons and the button background and all that. And you have some alternative design. So here I have a dark UI, a light UI. So literally the contest was just to get some of these things, design an account view screen, you know, like cryptocurrency, something like really popular nowadays, and it was a chance to play with that and do that. So, and the winner there would get, and this is amazing, like I cannot believe we're doing this almost every week. The winner here takes MacBook Pro 13 inches and 1 year of Creative Cloud, all apps. So all the apps that you have in Creative Cloud for 1 year. Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign XD, of course, Premiere, After Effects, all of that for 1 year. And the winner for this week, I'm happy to announce, is Sully, and the Twitter handle is Sully, double Y there and K capital. And this was the entry that we got. We randomly selected this, so this was great to see that this was created. And it was not only a design, but he also had a prototype. So he created this design in XD using the UI kit, then was able to create a prototype and share this online, so you can see it's working. And he has some areas here where you can, for example, log out, you can go back, and then you can see areas of like to trade, all that very easily because the UI kit was there to help. So congratulations, Sully. The social team on Adobe XD will get in touch with you. And actually, let me do this right now. I can say, because I'm here in the browser, let me see if I have that in this other one. Let me copy this very quickly. I just want to congratulate and inform that he won, so, or she, I don't know. All right, so you won the XD contest for this week. Congrats. And then I can say, I'm informing him as soon as I do this, now he's gonna get an email saying that, because I'm providing feedback, and in this case this is good news, and I'm sure there's an email now saying that he won. Cool. So let me switch here to my main camera as I check if you have questions or where you're tuning in from. Let me see here. Hi from Canada. Hi from India. Hey guys. Mumbai, India. Very cool to see that happening. I also have people, let's see, tuning in from other areas. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so that was the information on the contest, and please let us know if you have questions. There's another contest going live this week, and the challenge for this week will be the same UI kit. So you have to design an alert screen using the same UI kit, the same currency, digital currency UI kit. So be creative, create this alert screen. Maybe you can take it to the next level like Sully did and create a prototype. That would be great. Let us know. And then you can, to participate, all you got to do is to share that on Twitter using the hashtag Adobe Xd Ui Contest, Adobe Xd Ui Kit. Let me get that straight. So Adobe Xd Ui Kit and another hashtag contest. Do that, and you can start submitting after Wednesday at 6 a.m. So don't do it tomorrow. Wait for Wednesday until this is live and up and running, and you get a chance to do the same thing. So this will be a MacBook Pro 13 inches and with the touch bar, which is awesome, and 1 year of Creative Cloud with all apps. So that's there. So participate and let us know what you think. And if you have feedback along the way as you play with it, please let us know. All right, so let me see if we have more questions. It's great to see people now in the UK and More people here. Wonderful. And so far so good. Wonderful. So let me go back to my screen here, and now I want to talk about what was released last week. So as some of you know, XD, our April release of XD was released last Tuesday, and that was XD number 7. So in October last year, we announced XD 1.0 after almost 3 years of hard work on Mac and Windows with this, like, from this amazing team, really passionate, like, talented developers, designers, product managers working on XD, and that was released the update number 7 was released last week, and it was a great update, and it had a couple of announcements, and I'll go through one by one. There's a blog post that highlights every single thing here. You can go there in details, but technically all you got to do is go to your Creative Cloud app and then hit update. Once you update, you'll be able to see your the new version of XD. And I'll talk about some of the updates that we have here. I think the biggest one, and this is really responding to the feedback that you guys give us all the time. If you go to adobexd.uservoice.com, there you can suggest feature requests, you can file bugs, and nowadays I spend, and a lot of my colleagues, we spend a lot of time with, like, enterprise agencies that do a lot of, like, very like, good work that cannot be exposed. Like, all the links, everything has to be secure in a way. So the first update for the April release, and in my opinion, the number one feature request from that kind of agency or enterprise, is password protection on Weblinks. So let's say I go to prototype, I have this prototype created, and you can see I can play with that prototype. Let me select this screen, the start screen, and here you can see I can play with that. I can explore this UI, but once I'm happy to share, let's say I work in this very secure environment that I have to protect this, I want to share as a web link for people to give me feedback, but I have to protect it. So now you can go to share there on the top right, then you can say publish prototype, you can say private link or any title you want, and here now, starting in April, you can add a password to protect your link. So it has to have at least 8 characters and 1 capital letter and 1 lowercase letter and a number. So let me do something pretty basic here just to cover that. And as soon as you do that and you create a link here, it's the same process. All the interactions, all the screens that you have linked here, starting from that home screen, will be published. And now if you open that link, the first thing you got to do is paste that or add that password. Then you can view it. And it's the same thing. Now I have access to the same prototype, but it is password protected. So now if this was blocking you from using XD, now you can add passwords to your web links. And we're doing all the work to add password protection to design specs, which is this other area where you can create a design spec for developers. And this will come later as we make more progress. And it's still labeled beta because we're still doing work there. Design specs soon will have asset extraction, and we will have a little bit of CSS and password protection. But for now, you can create prototypes, any links. You can share your presentations, you can share work, prototypes for websites or for apps using password. And this is amazing. I have one question here. With Adobe XD, can I publish a website directly without using other software? Publish, what do you mean by publish? Let me go back to my screen here and I'll take a look at that question more broadly. Please let me know what you think, what do you mean by publish a website. I think it's really important to highlight that the whole goal with XD is really to help you iterate on your design or let's say your website design or your app design before you get into production. So instead of creating this app or website, then sending it to a developer, the developer builds it using any any technology. It could be iOS, it could be web. Then you publish it, and you find out things are not perfect, and you have to go back and make changes. And it's very expensive to make these changes that late, because now developers have to change what they did before, and that takes a lot of resources and time. So the idea of XD is really to support this iterative design process where you can design, you can prototype, then you can test with your users. Then this is not final code. This is just a prototype that can be tested and validated with your users, your clients. Then once things are validated, things are final, like, oh, this is good, this is tested, we know, we have a high confidence that this is gonna work. Then you send it to a developer using a design spec, or you can connect with Zeppelin in XD. Then they get the assets and they go build that. So that's the main difference. Later this year, we're gonna open up XD for extensibility, so we can imagine lots of plugins being developed, and I'm sure someone or more people will create plugins that will take all the design assets and will transform that into code. But again, the whole goal with XD is really to help designers iterate as fast as possible, to fail as fast as possible, to succeed as soon as possible. Cool. All right. Let's go back here to my screen to show more features that we have now in XD 7. All right, so the second one is highlight. If you're designing, let's say I have, and you know that our assets panel is the place where your design system can start to live, and we're gonna do a lot more progress here later, be able to manage these things, organize, name them, and it's all being done. But for now, you can add colors, character styles, and your symbols here, and manage that in a way. So the first thing that was the feature that was announced in April was the ability to highlight assets, items on the assets panel. So for example, let's say I have this guy here, and it's a symbol. I just converted to a symbol, and you know that in XD, symbols you can override text and images, but I have the same symbol here. What you can do now, you can, on canvas, you can right click on it, and you can say reveal symbol in assets panel. So now as I do that, it highlights that symbol there, and it shows me there. The same thing works the other way. So let's say I'm here on the assets panel, I have all these symbols, I want to see where this thing is on my canvas. I can right click and say, please highlight this thing on canvas, and you will highlight the symbols no matter how many assets you have there on your canvas. And this is also true for colors. So let's say I want to select this color, and I can say reveal color in assets. So now it's there, and it's also the same way I can say highlight on canvas, and then it shows all the instances where this orange is, and it helps me visualize and find something that's kind of hidden, hard to find. And then, as you know, as soon as I know where that color is, I can say here right click edit, and here I can change to any color, and it finds all instances where that orange was, and it updates in real time. So this is pretty handy. You don't have to go one by one. So now with XD7, it's easier for you to find assets using the assets panel, and also using the canvas to point to things in the assets panel. Pretty cool. All right, and another addition that was released in April is the ability to search assets here. So I can say, let's say this is a color, and you have like FF, and if you start typing FF, then you get that color here. Or you can have text, like different kinds of let's say nudista, and you'll filter everything that you need, or San Francisco, and it's all there. And it also helps you with symbols, and for symbols it's using the layer name for now, because we don't have ability the feature now to name symbols directly here. So if you open the assets panel, and let's say I select this guy here, and it's called BTN by, right? That's the symbol name. If you go there in the assets panel, you can say BTN and then by, and then it filters One more thing that was announced there, if you have files created in Photoshop, and as of March, you remember you were able to open Photoshop and Sketch files in XD. But here I have an example. I have this Photoshop file, and it has 85 megabytes. I went to XD, I went File, Open, and then I selected the PSD, and I saved it as an XD document. And look at the difference. You went from 85 megabytes to 1.5 megabytes. So that's huge difference, and everything came across. It does 90% of the work, and every month there's progress being made to support more and more features that are not natively supported here in XD. So we're doing all that conversion for you, and that's also true for sketch files. Here I have a sketch file that I will make available here, and of course you can go to File, Open, select this file, and open it there. But you can also now in April, after April, you can right click and say Open With, and it will show XD once this thing downloads. But you can do that with the PSD as well. So you can click there, right click, and then say Open With XD. And for Mac specifically, you can do that like I said, or you can drag from Finder to XD. So that sketch file is now here. You brought all the symbols. If I had colors and character styles, that would come as well. And then I can start previewing, and very easily I can start prototyping. Okay, let's go to prototype mode. I will start prototyping. This would be slide left. So that interaction is already here. Then I can create a link with this prototype with password and iterate, go back here, make all the changes, and keep iterating. So that's there for you. And as you can see here, it's not showing, but it shows Open With, and you can do it there. All right, and this the drag to the dock icon is available only for the Mac, because that's the Mac paradigm. All right, cool. So let me go back to my screen here, and let's see, to my face, and let's see if we have more questions. Hello from Haiti. Very cool. Please more Lily Patty is asking, please make more advanced animations. And I'm very happy to let you know that we are doing a lot of work as we speak to support not only overlays or fixed elements, but we're gonna evolve the prototyping side of XD. Now that Windows and Mac have the same, almost all the same features, you can expect a lot of progress on prototyping. So stay tuned. As we make progress this year, you'll be able to see a lot more prototyping features, and that's super exciting. All right, Omkar is saying that I have some suggestions. Can we see horizontal scrolling feature while prototyping horizontal scroll? Yeah, when we make more progress on prototyping features, you'll be able to do that kind of scroll based on that. So that's being done. But again, just pay attention to all the releases. Every month there's a new release. If you have specific feedback on something, go to user voice, adobeXd.uservoice.com, and there you can really add a feature request, or you can vote on existing features to subscribe to that feature. So every time the product team has a question, you'll be notified and you can provide your feedback. And they're using all that information to make big decisions on what to do next. And there's a question here, when we're releasing Zeppelin integration for Windows. That's coming soon. We're working on it. No option of recording on Windows versions yet. Yeah, we're doing the work with Microsoft to get there, but there are a lot of different options on Windows that can help you record the screen for now. And it's really a technical challenge there with the platform, but we're working with Microsoft to solve it. Cool. And let's see if we have more questions here. After Marcelo is saying, after I created a prototype as to publish, Adobe Music's get out of market, blah blah blah. That's not a question. All right, let's see if I can find one. I have one here from Kayla. She shared, all this is good and all, but please, we need basic stuff done to the design tab, like being able to do a dotted line guides, not just grid, and rulers. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's great feedback. And again, we're making a lot of progress in prototyping, like I said, but that doesn't mean we're not going to make progress on design, on the design side of XD. So you can expect dashed lines and all of those things coming later this year. But time you need Illustrator, and then you can create your design there, your complex vector there, then you can copy and paste into XD, or you can use Creative Cloud libraries to add that icon or complex vector to your Creative Cloud library, and in XD you can open that and consume, and it keeps the link, meaning that if you go back and change it in Illustrator, it will update in real time in XD, so that's there for you. And anytime you need more complex bitmaps, you can go to Photoshop. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. There's a lot of work being done right now, and as you know, performance is our top priority, so you can expect that performance still there. And in May we have another release, another good release, and there's a lot of progress to be made this year. And thanks again for helping us build XD, for sharing your feedback on Twitter, on in user voice, all these different places. That's really helping us shape XD and validate the things and the directions we want to go with XD. All right, there's a last question here. Let's see. Anna is asking for more animation features. I talked about that. Yeah, we're doing a lot of work in prototyping features right now. Tom, hey Tom, how are you, man? I'm here in New York. All right, I see a lot of Andre here. Cool. And for the ones that joined late, I'm just here in this very cool museum. So again, I promise to do this every week, no matter what. So I was able to find this sound room here, so I'm doing this inside the museum, and I have some characters behind me, so I hope they don't scare me. All right. There's a question here. Will there be a feature similar to the color changes that you were doing early, but for typography, as in select all paragraphs into a certain font? Yeah, you can do that today. So let me go back here and tell me if that's what you mean. Let's say I have this text here, and I can go back to design mode. I select that text, that title. I can add this to my character style, then I can click outside, and now that's in our assets panel, I can right click here and say highlight on canvas, and you show me where that exact style is on canvas, and then I can right click and say edit, and this will find all those instances and you change it for me in real time. So that's there for character styles as well. So everything you can do with colors and you can do with character styles. I hope that answers your question. And we have 1 more minute, so let me know if you have more questions. I will switch back to my main camera here, and I'll take a look at the chat again. Hello from China. That's so cool to see you from Canada. All right. Let's see if we have more questions. I'm paying every month. Fix Creative Cloud file syncing. Yeah, there's a lot of work being done on the Creative Cloud structure as well, like for file syncing, and there's a big story being developed there, so stay tuned. All these areas that we identified where you guys need progress and more stability, more performance, like everything in your UX design process, we have people allocated doing the work to support that, to make it better, to make it work for you. All right. And the last question that I have here is there progress on fixed elements? Yes, and we're very close to have it out. And if you really want to participate more, you can go to, let's go here. I'll show you my screen one more time. You can go to adobexd.uservoice.com, and you can see that that's pretty much the #1 feature request, fixed elements. Almost 5,000 votes. So make sure you vote here so you can subscribe to this feature. As soon as it's released, we started the work there, you will get an email, or leave your message here, like your comment on of how you want it to work, and this will inform us. Very, very good. So that was it. This is our weekly update on XD. Next Monday we're back, and next Monday will be a very interesting one. We're gonna have Andrew Shorten live with us. He's the senior director of product. He used to be my boss, and he's one of the big minds behind XD. And if you have questions, tougher questions, I'm sure he'll be able to answer. So tune in next Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific, to speak with us again and Andrew. That would be super exciting. So thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for sending your feedback, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.